following program is rated TV PG for adult language and brief nudity. While suitable for all ages, some content may not be suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised. All right. Where's... In case somebody is... on the audio. Yes.
Good evening and welcome to the WQKJ 537 repeater. This is WSKF 983 ID 612. My first name is Cole and I will be your controller for this week's check-in net. This dedicated net meets every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for the purpose of station check-ins and reception reports. Are there any announcements before we start the net? With there being no announcements, I would like to begin check-ins, starting with stations 101 through 150. Please call now.
This is ED 134, Joe and Ludlow. WRFR, RRR 708. Good evening, Cole.
Good evening.
This is WRWL 711, ID 120. Name here is Freddie. I'm located in North Hadley, Massachusetts, and I'm on my Max Track 50 base unit. Over.
Hi, Cole. This is 128 Marie. I'm here in Holyoke. I'm on a portable this evening. WQQJ 242. Good evening, everyone out there on the 575.
Good evening, Cole. This is ID 129. We got Bob in Chicopee, WRFR 750. Tonight I'm on my base, and good evening to everybody.
Alright, I have 120. Freddie, good to hear from you. Freddie, I got you Lima Charlie this evening. I got 128 Marie, I got you good and readable, minor amount of interference in the background. I got 129 Bob, I got you Lima Charlie, and 134 Joe, I also have you Lima Charlie. Are there any other stations 101 through 150? Moving right along, calling on stations 151 through 200. Please call now. Nothing heard for stations 151 through 200. Calling on stations 201 through 250. Please call now.
This is ID 248, WRAM 282, Smitty in Westfield. Good evening.
This is ID 220, Dan in Holyoke, Commercial Power.
WRKE 665. Over.
Here is ID number 225. Gary here in Holyoke, WRKH 284. We're on the base station. Good evening to Net Control and all those on the net.
All right, I have 220, Dan, I got you good and readable. 225, Gary, I have you Lima Charlie. And 248, Smitty, I got you good and readable. Are there any other stations 201 through 250? Moving along, calling on stations 251 through 300. Please call now.
Here is 293. Terry from South Windsor, Connecticut. WRUC 960. Hello, everyone.
All right, I got 293, Terry, I got you good and readable. Are there any other stations 251 through 300? Calling on stations 301 through 350. Please call now.
315, Ed, East Hartford, Connecticut, WREI 544.
This is 309, Bob from West Springfield. WRWW 852. On the base. This is ID 333 Oz on top of the 1,100-foot mountain in Athol today at the Adams Farm. Good evening, Cole, and good evening, 575. Here is ID 304, call sign WRWT 225. First name is Mark, and I'm in Indian Orchard. Good evening, Cole, and good evening, Nat.
All right, I have 304, Mark, I got you Lima Charlie. 309, Bob, I also have you Lima Charlie. 315, Ed, I got you good and readable, a little bit of interference, but otherwise readable. And 333, Oz, I got you in Athol, and I also have you good and readable. Are there any other stations 301 through 350? calling on stations 351 through 400. Please call now.
American Southwick, radio's getting out.
Alright, I'll say what I have so far. I only have 353 Eric from Southwick. And Eric, you were barely readable, a lot of interference, and you were in and out of the repeater. I'm not sure if there was anybody else in there, but are there any other stations 351 through 400? Calling on stations 401 through 450. Please call now.
This is WSDK 251, Donald and Florence, ID 454 on a handheld.
Keith, Chicopee, Whiskey Sierra, Alpha X-Ray 549. Good evening, Cole and everyone.
Alright, I have 402 Keith. Keith, I got you Lima Charlie. And from the next group, 454 Donald. Donald, I have you good and readable. Are there any other stations 401 through 450? Alright, control is calling on 451 through 500. Please call now.
This is ID 482, JP Juliet Papa over in Pelham tonight. On a mobile, Whiskey Sierra Delta Tango 467, and I have a relay for ID 477. This is Leo, 461 down here in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, on a base. I'm wifeless tonight, so relay for 460 Deb, WSCZ 373.
ID 456, Bruce in East Hampton, WSDH 722 on a handheld.
This is ID 459, Whiskey Sierra Delta Kilo 356, Allen Springfield. Good evening, 575.
have 456, Bruce, I got you, Lima Charlie. 459, Al, I got you also, Lima Charlie. 461, Leo, I got you, Lima Charlie. And 482, JP in Pelham, remote. JP, I got you, good and readable. Are there any other stations, 451 through 500? Calling on stations 501 through 550. Please call now.
This is ID 508 WSFH 508 Jerry from Southwick on a base station. Good evening, folks.
ID 507 Bert. I'm in Northampton. WSFP 676.
All right, I have 507 Bert, mobile in Northampton. Bert, I have you, Lima Charlie. And I have 508 Jerry, very, very loud, but clear. Are there any other stations, 501 through 550? Stations 551 through 600. Please call now. Nothing heard for stations 551 through 600. Calling on stations 601 through 650. Please call now.
This is ID 613 Scott Hoyle, WSLS 535. This is WSMI 834 Radio 628 in Meriden, Connecticut on my base station XTL 5000 dual remote head setup.
WSMQ210, ID number 635, East Middletown, Connecticut. This is WSMC 403, ID 632, on a handheld.
WSMN 845, station 633 here from the Chicopee River Bridge.
I have 613 Scott, I got you, Lima Charlie. 628 Justin, I have you good and readable, minor interference, but readable. 632 Rocco, I have you quite a bit of interference, but still legible. 633 Kevin, I got you, Lima Charlie. And 635 Tim, I have you quite a lot of interference, but still legible. Last call for stations 601 through 650. At this time, I invite any late or missed stations to check in. I will acknowledge each station separately. Please call now.
WRPR 608 260, Jerry, on my mobile, currently driving through Agawam.
Good evening. This is WRTM 752 B 120 156, and I'm on a base.
All right, I have 260, Jerry. Jerry, I got you. Lima Charlie. And 156D, D, I got you good and readable. Any other missed stations, please call now.
Whiskey Sierra Hotel Uniform 735, ID 572, Gary, out of Bofang handheld, coming at you from Sam's Foods in Suffield, Connecticut.
All right, I have 172, Dave. Dave, I got you quite quiet, a little bit of interference, but otherwise readable. Any other missed stations, please call now.
That was Gary, sir. Sorry about that. It was a little weak. That's Gary.
Sorry about that, Gary. With there being no further business, I'd like to thank all the stations that checked in this evening, with a special thanks to Alex for the use of his repeater. The
W1TOM repeater in the MTARA system.
And WR10, then it's good. Okay, so anyone need to use the repeater?
Double shift makes extra stressful.
All right.
Nothing heard. Good evening. On the other one. Okay. Good evening once more, and welcome to the Mount Tom Amateur Radio Association Information Net. This is November 1, Foxtrot Delta Charlie. My name is Phil, as net control for this evening. Our night is held every Wednesday beginning at 7:30 p.m. Immediately following this net, we'll hear the MTARA Swap Net, followed by the N1RLX Emergency Simplex Net. The purpose of this net is to exchange information of interest to amateur radio, to handle traffic from various participants with net operations, and also conduct any other net business as deemed appropriate. All licensed amateurs, regardless of their affiliations, are invited to participate and encouraged to check in to this net, listing their traffic, comment, query, or any other net business. This is directed net. Roll call follows. Please stand by. And we'll take check-ins with traffic, comments, or any other net business. First letter, suffix, alpha, Zulu. Please call now. Very good. Now begin a general roll call. Stations will without traffic or announcements. First letter, suffix, A, B, or C. Please call now. You heard first letter, suffix, D, E, and F.
Here is NL7FJ, Rich in Western Springfield. Good evening, Phil. Good evening to the net.
South Rich, NL7FJ, welcome. Listening for check-ins. First letter, suffix, GH and I. Letter suffix JK and L.
This is Kilo Delta 1 Kilo Uniform. Yen Jigaby, commercial power, negative traffic. Good evening, Phil. Good evening to all.
Here is Whiskey 1 Juliet Zulu Romeo. Gary here in Holyoke, commercial power, 2 meter side. Good to be here. And good evening to you, Phil. Good evening to all on the net. All right, welcome in K81KU. Howdy do Ken, and Gary has joined us also, W1JZR. This is November 1, Foxtrot Delta Charlie, taking check-in for the ARA Information Net. Listening for check-ins, first letter suffix M, N, and O. Here is Kilo Charlie 1, Oscar Victor Romeo, Dave in Southampton, commercial power, no traffic. Good evening, Phil, and good evening to all on the net. OVR. How's it, Dave? Next call group is, let me see, first letter suffix PQ and R.
Here is November 1, Papa Victor X-Ray just got off the 413 net. And no traffic at this time, Phil.
Steven, Axel N1 PVM. Join us. Next call group is first letter suffix ST and U. But got you, KC1, P, welcome. And last call group is first letter suffix, let me see, ZW, XY, and Z.
This is KC1, ZWB. Kilo Charlie 1, Victor Whiskey Bravo, Jerry, over here in Southwick on the 2-meter side, commercial power. Just getting off with NL7FJ and N1TVX from the 413. Evening, guys.
This is Kilo Charlie 1 Yankee November. Greg in South Hadley. Commercial power on 2 meters. No traffic. Good evening, everyone.
Jerry, KC1, ZW, KC1, Y, and N. And let me see here. Are there any further check-ins for this net? Alpha Zulu, please call now.
Here is Kilo Charlie 1 Yankee Uniform Oscar Sean Chicopee, 2-meter side.
This is Alpha 1 Alpha Whiskey. The name is Joe. I'm in Ludlow. I'm on commercial power, and I'm on the 2-meter machine. Station, you're not making it. Try it again, please.
This is the W1TOM repeater, CL127.3.
TVJ, is that you, Bob? Not capturing the machine. Try one more time and see if I can get you on direct. Downfield. This is Kilo Charlie 1, Tango Victor Juliet. Bob in Chicopee. WRFR, I'm sorry. 2 meter size battery power on a handheld. For all that effort, KC1 TVJ. On the log for the evening. Welcome. All right, skipping back up a little bit. KC1YOU, Sean, very good evening to you. And hello to A1. AW Joe has also joined us. Are there any questions, comments, or other late check-ins for this net? Please call now. PVX, I'm with PVX. This is N1 FDC. Yes, sir. I tried to check into the 10 meter net. Was that on 28413 this evening? Yes, sir. Which antenna did you try on? Because everybody, I think, is horizontally polarized. Let me see. I tried the vertical in the garden. I tried the inverted V and horizontally polarized antenna. So I tried 3 antennas on 2 different radios. Couldn't hear a darn thing. Wow. Yeah, because there was Rich in West Springfield and Danny and he's in Southwick and Jerry, who also is in Southwick. That explains a lot. Yeah, okay. The actual horizontal is cut for 20 meters. So I tried tuning that up with the manual tuner. Didn't get anywhere with that. The vertical is ground mounted. I'm not going to get in anything on ground wave through there. And the inverted V, the apex is about 25 feet in the air, but once again, inverted V is kind of compromised. Get back to you, Steve. Yeah, I got everybody between an S7 and an S9. I'm surprised you couldn't hear anybody. That's, you would think Rich, he's on a cobweb. So I don't know where he was pointing, but I'm surprised you couldn't hear anybody. N07FJ? No, that makes 2 of us, Steve. N07FJ, this is N1FDC, over.
Yeah, I was on the NFED half-wave antenna strung out to my house on a tree going north to south, supposed to be broadband to east to west. So we had another ham used to get on Jerry, I forget, KC1EWL, I think it was. He was in Chicopee, down off of East Street, I think. But he had trouble getting, we had trouble hearing him on 10 meters too, so maybe it's something with Chicopee. We can't hear Chicopee very well. I know Danny took a couple of breaks, and nobody else chimed in, so, well, up to Steve anyway. But, yeah, I'll try again next week, and hopefully you can hear us. Back to you, N1FTC and L7FJ.
L7FJ, this is N1FTC. Yeah, I'm realizing that all of my HF antennas are somewhat compromised, but I got up to 20 meters and I had no problems. The tubes tuned up on the old 520 and I was getting around the region, if not the country. Okay, thank you for that. N1 PVX, thank you. N7FJ, thank you. Are there any further comments or questions? That call. KC1 OVR, thanks for the other late check-in. KC1 OVR. 2
This is N1 FDC NCF. Go ahead.
Yeah, Phil, I've tried to check into that net myself a number of times, and I can't hear anything here in Southampton either. I've tried multiple times, and I have a G5 RV. It's about 25 feet and kind of an inverted V, but I have no luck hearing them. But the Monday night net, I have no problem. I hear everybody on the Monday night net. So, I don't know. It's weird. I can't hear anything on the Wednesday night net. Like I say, I've tried multiple times. Over.
That's the yeah, CP. 5 per second. Okay, yeah, because I don't do too much on 10 meters. I'm mainly a 20-meter guy because that's what most of my antennas are either tuned for or adapted for. I think it was KC1 FDT. Is that you? Over to you, N1 FDC. But thanks for checking in. If there is comments, questions, delay check-in.
This is KC1VWB with a question.
KC1VWB with a question. Jerry, what do you have for the net this evening? Over to you, sir.
Excuse my ignorance on the subject, folks, but what is the difference between a fan dipole and a cobweb? Because a cobweb sure seems like to be a series of bent dipoles. So what is the real difference between a fan dipole and bent dipoles?
Never run a cobweb, but I've built a fan dipole. Can anyone give Jerry a definition of the difference? They call it one FDC.
This is the W1CON repeater, CL127.3.
NL7FJ. 7FJ, acknowledge, go ahead.
Okay, I'm not an expert, but just the definition of a dipole, a fan dipole would be like 7 or several wires leading out from a central connection point with, a connection in the middle with your two wires going out, whereas a cobweb is oriented a little differently. It's all the wires are fed around the outside the port, so they aren't really in a dipole configuration, although technically it could be considered a dipole because you got two wires coming out of a central feed point. But I would say they're kind of the same but different, if you know what I mean. The dipole in the dipole configuration and the cobwebs in a more of a horizontal orientation. Anyway, that's my opinion. Back to you. This is NL7FJ.
1PVX.
It's KC1WB. So does that mean that the fan dipole is basically vertical and the cobweb is basically horizontal? Would that be the big difference?
Yeah, I would say.
Thank you very much for that, sir. And it was actually nice hearing you as clear as I could tonight on the 10 meter. It was awesome.
Thank you.
you, and I wish I could hear you better at this end. I don't know what the story is there, but I would look forward to being able to hear you better. Anyway, thanks for the comment, and it's been nice chatting with you on this end too. So back to you, and back to net. N1 FTC and L7FJ.
L7FJ, thank you for that additional. Let's see, N1 PVX, N1 PVX chimed in. Over to you, Steve.
Well, technically, a fan dipole and a cobweb are really just the same thing. The biggest difference is a fan dipole is really long, or relatively long, because it is stretched out, whereas a cobweb is around a center axis point. And so if you've got the space, put up a fan dipole. If you don't have the space, put up a cobweb. Cobwebs and hex beams are very prevalent in Europe because the lots are smaller. You always hear people putting up cobwebs or hex beams in the garden, meaning the backyard, if you're in England. Back to net.
Thank you for that. And let's see, Jerry, any other questions on that? Over to you.
This is KC1VWB, and thank you guys very much for the answers. The cobweb I have actually has the ability to be put both horizontal and vertical, but yes, they still will, the wires, the bent dipoles will go around the center axis, per se. So, hey, thank you guys very much for that, and we'll talk to you again. Back to net.
This is N1 FTC, and yes, thank you for the question. Always nice to have at least a little bit of action here on the net. That clarified a couple of things for me too, because I've never built a cobweb. All right, are there any other questions, comments, relay check-ins? Call N1 FTC.
This is Kilo Charlie 1 Yankee Uniform Oscar.
Roy with the call.
Yeah, this is Kilo Charlie 1 Yankee Uniform Oscar. Quick question. Does anyone know the origin of the female voice that does the call out for the repeater?
Interesting question. I believe it's all digital. Can anyone answer that one? Wow, this is N1 FTC. Yeah, some controllers in days gone by actually had a recorded female voice. I believe this voice is digitally made. Back to you.
N1 PVX.
Need a better answer. Listen, over to you.
Some of this repeater's IDs are synthesized, but the one female voice is the wife of a former board member. KD1KU.
PVX, thank you for that clarification. KD1KU additional, over to you.
Thank you, Phil. Yeah, this is going back, at least into the 90s or 2000s maybe. And I know it was who was secretary at the time, or president, something along that of MPARA. It was Chris, and when JSK, who was the wife of George, and when JRS. Both are silent keys, unfortunately, but, I mean, I'm going back a ways. I don't know how long or how many times that's changed, because that was before I kind of disappeared off the face of the earth, and then came back, about while back now. Anyway, that's my knowledge of it. Back to you, Phil. N1FDC, KD1KU.
Okay, with additional, thank you. KC1YOU, that answered the question for a lot of us. Over to you, KC1YU, this is N1FDC, NCS.
KC1YOU, thank you all. I'm glad I was able to move that knowledge forward another generation. I all set. Thank you.
Okay, this is KC1YOU, back to net or back to N1FDC. Gotta get some protocols in there too as long as we can. Okay, any other additional check-ins, comments, or questions? Call N1FDC Net Control.
November 1, Lima Kilo Golf, Eric in Southwick.
Can you call again, please?
November 1, Lima Kilo Golf.
Lima Kilo Golf. Don't remember you being on the net. So over to you then. What's the name?
The name's Eric over in Southwick. Yeah, not on the net too often, but I was home tonight. Thought I'd jump on.
Presence is appreciated, Eric. Good evening. Do you have any questions or comments for the net?
Nope, no questions or comments for tonight. Thank you.
For checking in as our last check-in for the evening. All right, one last call for late check-ins, comments, or questions.
This is the W1TOM repeater, CL127.3.
Singer, thank you all. This has been a regular session of the MTA PVX, what do you have this evening? Over to you, Steve.
The same two items from last week. I've got a Comet SBB7, which is a 2 meter, 70 centimeter NMO mount mobile antenna. It also comes with a lip mount that is also NMO. Looking for $40 for that. I've got a road case for U-High. It's got rails front and back. I put some rubber bumpers on the corners. It's made by SX Pro. Again, for you, front and back. It's aluminum. And I'm looking for $80 for that. You can reach me at area code 413-562-0258. That's 413-562-0258. Or catch me on the repeater. Thanks, Phil. Back tonight.
PVX, this is N1FTCM. Yes. Any questions for Steve? Call at 1 PVX direct. Good luck with those. Are there any other listings for the SwapNet? Please call now. Now close the SwapNet standby for the 1RLX emergency simplex net.
One for base 8.
Need to use the repeater before you begin the last net. Heard this is once more is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta Charlie. My name is still Phyllis Net Control Station 4, the 1RLX emergency simplex net. This net meets every Wednesday after the SwapNet that moves to a simplex frequency 146.55. The 1RLX emergency simplex net is a formal net with the purpose to provide emergency communications training to link communities during emergency and crisis situations, to answer questions pertaining to simplex and emergency communications, and to practice net operations. Are there any stations with traffic or announcements for this net? Please check in now. Checking in, listening for the following information in your call sign, using proper phonetics, current location, and the power on simplex. Stations who would like to check in, first letter, suffix, alpha through Mike. Please call now.
Here is Whiskey 1 Juliet Zulu Romeo. Gary here in Holyoke once again, and we're running 200 watts as usual.
JZR at 200 watts. Good evening, Gary. Okay, next call group is first letter suffix November. Super Bob, please call now.
This is the W1TOM repeater, PL127.3.
Here is November 1, Papa Victor X-ray. Stephen Westfield, if you didn't know that by now. And will be 50 watts. So Gary should probably get me at S9. N1 PVX, back to net.
This is November 1, India, Victor Tango, Dan, Polio 5 watts. And there is no back to net when you're polling the outside over.
Here is Kilo Charlie 1 Oscar Victor Romeo Dave Southampton, and I'll be 25 watts.
And this is N1FTC NCS4, the O1RLX emergency simplex net. Welcoming Steve at 50 watts, N1 PVX. Dan has joined us at 5 watts, N1 IVT, and hello to Dave, KC1 OVR. Last call group is first letter suffix Quebec through Zulu. Please call now. Nothing heard. Are there any other check-ins for this net? First letter suffix Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. Heard. On Simplex, all call stations in order that you checked in. Please keep notes of who you can hear and their signal strength from your cell phone better in the winter than in the summer. Also listen for stations that may have missed us here on the repeater. We will now move the net to 146.55. That's 146.55. Make sure your radio is set to Simplex after changing frequencies. You know, when RLX emergency, Simplex net this, and every week thanks MTRA for use of the repeater. This is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta, Charlie, temporarily signing Mount Town.